1855, abolitionist and suffragist Lucy Stone became the first American woman to publicly refuse to change her name when she got married to one Henry Brown Blackwell. But 160 years later, this debate over whether straight women should keep or change their last names upon marriage still rages on. Inspired by Lucy Stone's insistence that she remain Lucy Stone, progressive women in the 1920s formed the Lucy Stone League and likewise declared that they would keep their names till death did they part. Although it is a little ironic that they nicknamed themselves Lucy Stoners, which meant that they called themselves by different names than the names that they were insisting on keeping. In the United States at least, the percentage of straight women keeping their last names upon marriage peaked in the 1990s at 23% and then dipped to 17% in the year 2000. In 2013, a widely publicized study based on Facebook data found that around a third of women in their 20s kept their last name, suggesting that this new nuptial tradition might be on the rise. Still, the precise numbers of straight women choosing to keep their last names remains vague, but we do know who's likeliest to follow in Lucy Stone's footsteps. And believe it or not, none of the three most influential factors is feminism. What? Women who are older when they get married, have the most education, and make the most money are the likeliest overall to say, I'm not gonna change my name. By that point, it's probably more of a professional than a political decision. So it's not surprising then that further studies have found that we tend to perceive women who change their last names when they get married as more ambitious and career motivated than their maiden name changing peers. This is doing it for themselves, making that money, not gonna change their name on the business card because then they have to get new business cards and that costs money. Back to the original question of whether a straight woman should keep or change her last name when she gets married, I think that we should simply take a cue from our same-sex marrying brethren who don't have to grapple with all of these patriarchal wedding norms and are rather forging their own traditions and deciding on a case-by-case basis what kind of last name situation works best for them. And ultimately, I think that's how it should be for all couples. If a woman wants to keep her last name when she marries a man, that's fine. If a woman wants to change her last name and take on her husband's name, that's fine too. As long as it's a joint decision and not some forced outcome in order to comply with heteronormative comfort zones, choose whatever last names work best for you. If Lucy Stone were alive today, well, okay, she'd probably tell you to keep your last name.